Welcome, everyone. Please stand and join us in our opening song. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Spirit waits with open arms, it's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. There'll be a place of rest in the arms of Spirit. It's waited so long for your homecoming day. It knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. We want to hold you and to wipe your tears away. While the doors unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. There is room enough in the home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, 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 come on in.
Welcome, Unity of Wilmington. How are we doing today? Great. And I want to welcome those joining us online today as well. My name is Chris Mullen, and I'm your platform host for today. And I'd like to thank our music director, Deese, and John Lacy, our guitar player, and also our guest soloist, Krista Rivenbark, who's here today. And our speaker, Reverend Dr. Ellen Contente, will be joining us today. So let me just give you a quick bio. Reverend Dr. Ellen is a licensed New Thought minister. She's been the interim minister for frequent guest speakers for the Center for Spiritual Living congregations in California. And she just moved to Wilmington, so she's here with us. And we all know that has done several services here. So thank you. We really appreciate you. And she's going to give us a message today. Okay. Is there anyone visiting us for the first time? Please raise your hand. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. We're glad you're here. Welcome to our spiritual community. Please help me open with our statement of being. Together. There is only one presence and one power active in my life, God, the good omnipotence. Thank you. And our affirmations, please, together. I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I'm at the right place, at the right time, right now. And we'd like to invite our guest soloist up, please.
Don't worry.
about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. No, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. No, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. This is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. No, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing, it's gonna be alright. Every little thing, it's gonna be alright. Yes, every little thing is gonna be alright. Thank you.
Boy, I know everything will be all right if we could listen to Krista sing every single day. Let's give her another round of applause. Oh my goodness. So, it is the dog days of summer. Yes. So how many of you are like schwitzing, sweating, sticky, hot, humid, the dog days of summer? I mean, we think of it as, it's so hot, right? Even the dogs, right, just want to lay and just, with their tongues, like, it's so hot. But the dog days of summer is actually named after Sirius, which is the dog star, which is part of Canis Major, the constellation. And it actually rises on the 23rd, and for 10 days before and 10 days after, it's when we actually celebrate the official dog days of summer. And it is really living up to its name. It is really, really, really hot. Now, this is my first summer here in North Carolina, in Wilmington. So I don't know if it's like this all the time. When we moved here, everyone said, oh, you're gonna love it. But the summers, they are really, really humid. And my husband and I were like, oh, we grew up in the Northeast, we're used to that. Oh, no. Plus, we'd lived in California for like 17 years before we moved here, so we got used to the dry heat. So, oh my God. I mean, I go out every morning in my backyard and I do my morning meditations. I do the daily calm, which I've shared with a lot of you before. And I went out this morning with wet hair, which was the biggest mistake I could have made, because this is what happens when you have curly hair in humidity. Some people love it. Some people just endure it. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm enduring my curly hair today. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I really wanted to talk about is Are you as happy as your dog? The dog days of summer. Right? Are you out there enjoying how hot it is? Right? So yesterday I went to Boots and, what's it called, Elizabeth? Boots and, it's a hiking woman's, Books and Boots, there we go, Books and Boots. It's a meetup group, and once a month we meet someplace and we talk about the book that we were reading for the month. And we were at the Arboretum yesterday. And I'd never been, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you've never been to the Arboretum and you've lived here, you have to go. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't mean to be talking about you, Elizabeth, but she brought her cute, adorable dog, Sully. Sully didn't seem to be bothered by the heat. He was having a grand old time, running around, and I'm sure if there was water, he'd be doing exactly that as well. Right? So, you know, the question is, are you as happy as your dog? Right? Dogs don't seem to be bothered by anything. You know, sometimes they're bothered by the heat a little bit, but they're out there enjoying life. So how can we be as happy as our dogs? Right? Are you as happy as your dog or your cat? Because there are cat people. I'm a cat person. I used to be a dog person. I had a dog for 17 years, but now I have cats. So, right? Are you as happy as this dog here? And Jose, look away. Do not look at the screen. They're not allowed in our room, or God forbid, on the bed, but there they are. Right. They are so happy. They are so happy. So, be happy, right? Not because everything is good, but because you see the good in everything. So when you think about all the things that we perceive to be not good, like the humidity, for example, right? How can we find good in things and be happy? So, right, it's humid. I didn't want to go outside yesterday. So what's the good in not being able to go out and enjoy things? Well, my stairs got cleaned for the first time, I think, in 6 months. Right? I was like, all right, it's too hot to go outside, and then I think it was raining. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make the best of this. So I cleaned in my house. Like I said, we cleaned the stair, or I cleaned the stairs. You know, and I was going to do laundry, because I was like, all right, I'm not going to go to the beach if it's raining. I'm going to do laundry. But our dryer got one of those messages, D80, and it stopped working. I'm like, what the heck does D80 mean? And I was, you know, saying to myself, you know, I should have bought one of those good old-fashioned Westinghouse Maytag simple things that you just turn them on and they work. And they work for 20, 30 years, right? They don't have messages. But I was like, but this was the day I was going to do my laundry. I had to clean, you know, my delicates so I could come here on Sunday. So, of course, my husband, who's amazing at fixing things, he's like, well, I'm going to look it up on YouTube. Let's see what D80 means. You know, and it turns out it was the exhaust thing in the back of the dryer that wasn't working properly. So, you know, what's the good in something not working? Well, the good is, right, the internet. The good is YouTube. The good is having a handyman. The good is being able to fix things on your own. So can we find good in challenges? Right? Can we find good when we turn the news on and we hear all these horrendous stories? And I was, you know, I've gotten out of a habit of listening to the news every day. And I start my day doing my meditations. Now, I still turn it on occasionally, and I just happen to turn it on and hear about, you know, the flooding that was going on in Kentucky, and, you know, fires going on here, and terrible things going on there. And I was like, okay, you know, I got to bring myself to a state of truth. How can I find good in things that are not good? And then I said, well, it brings out the humanity in us. We can find that there's still a lot of good people that want to help. So that's what I want to focus on, not on the tragedies, but I want to focus on the humanity and focus on the opportunity to step up and be better myself and do good. So, whenever something happens, right, there's an opportunity for us to find the good when it doesn't seem to be so good. So how many of you have some things that are not so good right now? Anyone? Ooh, lots of hands, right? And the other thing to think about, right, dog days of summer. Dog is what's spelled backwards? God. It's God spelled backwards. And one of my definitions for God is goodness on demand. Right? Greatness on demand, but for this month or my talk today, it's goodness on demand. So that means at any time we can find the good. At any time we can be the good. We can be the goddesses, or Madam, what was it? Madam Princess, I think Tom called me, on demand. At any time, we can be that we want to see in the world. Right? If you want to have good in your life, you have to be good. If you want to have love in your life, you have to give love. And I'm going to give some appreciation to my husband because he does a lot of things that I don't say thank you for. So thank you for fixing the dryer. Thank you for putting up with me. Right? So relationships, think about all of the things that we also take for granted in our lives. Can we find the good in things that don't always appear that way? Can we be as happy as our dogs and our cats and the squirrels that I see scampering around? And can I find the good in this spider that has made a home in the trees in front of our house? And I happened to see these spiders at the Arboretum yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, it's not just my house. Apparently these are common spiders here in Wilmington. But they're huge, right? They're like this big, right? I mean, they're huge, creepy, scary looking things. But she made an amazing home in our trees. I actually got as close as I was comfortable. So the tree's here, and I'm like almost falling into it because I didn't want to get too close and scare her, and I was afraid that she was going to jump out at me. But I was just amazed by the intricacy of this spider web. And I thought, now that is God in action. That is God in action. Because this spider knew exactly what it needed to do to build a home and make, a life that was good for it. And I don't need to disturb that at all. I can let that spider just be. And, it just reminded me, too, of whenever I meet someone or I read something that I'm not necessarily in agreement with, can I still find some common ground? Can I find something good in what they're sharing or what that experience is? Because as we know in this teaching, right, what we focus on expands. So if I only focus on the differences, if I only focus on that creepy spider, I'm not going to see anything good in that. And yet we know spiders are really important, right? They eat the flies. They probably do other things that I'm not aware of. But I need to be able to do that with people that have differences of opinions and different ideas about, how to move forward and what's right and what's wrong, because it's all relative. It's all relative. So we need to be able to find the good. That's what makes us happy is, it doesn't all have to be good, but I can find the good, right? So this dog is happy just because it finds the good in the heat and the humidity. It finds the good in just living. Just living. How many of you are dog people? Let me see, show of hands. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. I used to go to the dog park in our neighborhood in California. As I said, I had a dog for 16 years. She passed. We had to put her down right before I got pregnant, so it was a good 26-ish years ago. And I'd had her pretty much my entire adult life. And of course, it was really, really hard to let her go. And I never could see myself with another dog. So I missed her energy, I missed her love, and I missed how happy dogs are. So I'd go to the dog park in my neighborhood, and I would just go sit in the dog park, and I'd watch them all run around and have fun and play, and it just always amazed me. They didn't, even when they would kind of tussle and fight a little bit over a ball or a toy, they all ended up getting along, right? They'd sniff each other, right? Places that we don't sniff. And they'd learn about each other, obviously, because that's their sense, their way of being in the world is through their nose. But eventually, they would all just be running around and playing, have a grand old time. So what can we learn about dogs to be able to be happy, right? Just be. Find the good in things. So let's look at this next quote. This one's actually by William Howard. He said, "Happiness doesn't depend on what we have, but it depends on how we feel towards what we have. We can be happy with a little or miserable with a lot." So, think about, dogs, they don't really need a whole backyard of balls. Right? They don't need a lot of fancy stuff to be happy. They could be happy with just a stick. Right? Just throw them a stick. Thank you. This is great. I love this stick. But how many of us would be really happy playing with a stick? No, we want to have our cars, our boats, our nice clothes, and our shoes. Been watching Sex and the City with my daughter. She's discovered this, or rediscovered this show that I used to watch, 20 years ago? And of course, Carrie Bradshaw, for those of you that are not familiar with the show, she is only happy when she's wearing her little babies on her feet, right? Those shoes. And I got to thinking about that. It's like, am I happiest when I have a lot of stuff? Or, what do I really need to be happy? What do we really need to be happy? We don't really need a whole lot. I want you to think about it when you go home today. Go in your closet, and I guarantee you that you're probably only wearing 20% of what you own. 20% of what you own. It's that 80-20 rule, 20% of what you own. And I discovered this as well when we moved actually from New York to California. We sold our house in New Jersey, however many years ago it was, and got rid of probably 90% of what we owned, because we put everything left into our van that we were moving in, a conversion van. So it wasn't even a moving van like when we used to get here, a conversion van to travel around the country in. And so we got rid of furniture, got rid of clothes, got rid of 90%. And it was hard at first. I'm like, oh, but I might want to wear this again one day. Or I might need this one day. Or what if I can't find this again? Right? And in that 3 months, or actually 6 months from when we actually left to when we finally arrived in California, I did not miss one thing. Not one thing that I got rid of. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I really don't need a whole lot. And when you think about it, what is it that really does make us happy? We know it's not stuff. It might give us a momentary bump and like, ooh, like my new shoes, right? Or, ooh, whatever that new thing happens to be. But then it gets put into the closet and gets pushed back with all your other stuff, and then you kind of forget about it. So we don't need a whole lot of stuff to be happy. And I have many friends that illustrate this as well. I have a dear friend who lived in a 4,000 square foot home. She had so much stuff in her closet, and I'm talking like shoes. She put a Mil DeMarcus to shame. She had so many shoes she couldn't even find the other pair, the match to all of them. So much stuff. But she was not happy. She was not happy. So stuff doesn't make us happy. Connected to spirit, remembering who we are. Remembering that it's the relationships that make us happy. Listening to music, right, makes us happy. Running around in the dog park with the dogs makes us happy. Or curling up on the couch with your cats makes us happy. And I'm even going to go one step further. Truthfully, nothing out there makes us happy. It's deciding to be happy is what allows us to be happy. And here's the thing I wrestle with. I'll be perfectly honest. I know this. I've studied this. I have the degrees, the doctorate, I have all of it to prove that I've gone and done the work. I know that all I need to do is decide to be happy. Happiness is an inside job. It's a mindset. And yet, I have many days where I'm so unhappy. I allow the weather to bring me down. I was miserable yesterday for a good chunk of the day, I'll be honest. It was like, I'd step outside and it'd be like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Right? It was like soup. It was like, I felt like I was in the Stranger Things or whatever that show is called, like working my way through the goop and the ugh, and I came back inside. And I was like, this is not what I wanted. I had this vision of like we'd be enjoying in the backyard and it was going to be great and we're all going to love it here. I'm like, this isn't what I thought. So it goes right back to, okay, if everything isn't good, find the good. Well, the good is I had an afternoon to lay on the couch. I never have that. I never give myself that luxury. Right? The good is I have a beautiful home where my kids live with us. So we could get stuck in the not good. And we can get stuck in the trying to buy our way into happiness with more and more and more stuff and recognize I don't need any of that to be happy. I can just decide I'm going to be happy. So, this leads us to the last point here, which is there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Happiness is the path. So, again, the dog here, right? The dog doesn't look for happiness along the way like, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy if. And let's think about it. If we lived our life that way, only waiting to be happy, and we lived in this gap of unhappiness until we got there, think about it. What's the destination of life? What is it? We could, yeah, say it. It could be death, right? And I know we believe in limitless, it's afterlife, energy just becomes something else. So we don't really die, we transition. But I know this form, I don't know what it's going to be on the other side. So if I'm only living my life to the destination, I'm going to be unhappy most of my life. So we want to be happy on the path. So what are some things that we can do to be happy on the path? Smile, right? Laugh. I mean, think about, what does a dog do? A dog comes up to you, tail wagging, washes your face with love, unconditional love. It might sniff you a few places and kind of figure out where you've been, but unconditional love. It doesn't ask you anything. It just accepts you for who you are. Doesn't get mad at you or upset with you because all you have is a stick to play with or an old ratty ball. No, you just keep throwing that and it will bring it back. Just keep throwing it and it'll bring it back. So if we want to be happy on the path, unconditional love. Smile. Live in principle. Right? Recognize, God is dog spelled backwards. Goodness on demand. And we are that energy. We are an expression of the divine. So we all are expressions of dogs. Let's just Woo! Howl! Woo-hoo-hoo! I have a dear friend who lives up an hour north of LA in Lake Hughes, and they raise wolves, or they're hybrid wolves. And so many times when we're up on their farm, those wolves are howling. And if you've ever been around, wolves when it's a full moon, that's real. They do howl at the moon, and it is amazing. It is amazing. And again, they're not waiting to be happy. They're not waiting for my friends to finish the farm and get everything all beautiful and nice. They're just living their lives, right? Living their lives, being happy now with what they have. So, if we want to be happy during the dog days of summer, during the beautiful, leaves changing in the fall, or the beautiful white snow, or the rain of spring, we need to find the good. We need to love unconditionally, recognize that we don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. We need community. We need unconditional acceptance and love and appreciation and gratitude for what we have right now. And we just need to smile. We just need to smile. So thank you, Lainey. So I want everyone to put a huge smile on your face, and we'll do one last woo-hoo before we go into meditation. Are you ready? Woo! All right, so let's bring that loving dog energy, meow, cat energy, into our meditation. I invite everybody just to take a nice deep breath, connecting with the divine within you, that loving, unconditional energy that is the dog, that is God, that is you, that is unconditionally happy no matter what. And I invite us to take that journey. See yourself as that dog, as a cat, as the spider. Just being, embracing who you are, living your life joyfully, unconditionally, playing, not waiting for anything to change, not needing things to be better, not wanting to wait until, just enjoying the now. And with each breath, with each realization, we know that we always find the good. Because there is good in every single moment, no matter what appearances. Good is God, and we are that good. And I know that we get what we give, and so we give unconditionally. Love, service, prayer, and smiles. And so allow that smile to be on your face. Let it to stay on your face. And whenever things appear that don't seem to be good, remember that the sun is always shining and good is always there. And so with gratitude and thanksgiving, I release my word knowing it's done. And together we say, and so it is. And so, thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. We got some gratitude today. Thank you. Okay. Now's the time where we ask that you help support our community through donations and help our ministry grow and help us move forward in our path to serve the community. So we can do that by donating on Unity of Wilmington's website, Facebook, Venmo, and also the ushers will be coming around shortly with baskets. And also you can link us on Wilmington to Amazon Smile. Okay. So let's bless our offerings today. The blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. Amen. And our soloist, Krista, will come up for our second song.
Got no diamond, got no pearl, still I think I'm a lucky girl. I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansion, got no yacht, still I'm happy with what I've got. I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks, still I'd like to express my thanks. I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm all right. Got no butler, got no maid, still I think I've been overpaid. I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no silver, got no gold, what I've got can't be bought or sold. I've got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no heirlooms for my kin, made no will, but when I cash in, I'll leave the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm all right.
That was awesome. Thank you. Can we all just take a moment and just prayer in closing, please? Sweet Spirit, we thank you for the blessing of all those that join us today. Bless those with us and those online. We thank you for the gifts you brought into our lives. We thank you for the gratitude that we have for our families and everything that we have in our lives. those that are here volunteering their time, their gifts, their talents. We thank you, Spirit. We are blessed, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Okay, we're going to do our announcements now. So I just want to remind everyone that there's a prayer box up front. So if you'd like to, put a prayer in there, it will be prayed on here for 30 days, and then it'll be sent out to Unity Village for 30 more days to be prayed on. And we also have prayer chaplains here. So if you see a purple ribbon, or Reverend Ellen might be available too after prayer, after service. So just come over here to the prayer room up front. Just remind you too to please sign up for the e-blast. It's in the back there. The sign-up sheet is in the back, so you can stay up to date on what's happening here. And we have upcoming special events. So this stuff will be available, in our e-blast. We have a Prosperity Plus program starting. It's going to be 8 Wednesdays long, beginning on September 14th, 7 p.m. It'll be a Zoom Prosperity Plus program. We have a craft show, October 13th, here, from 10 to 3. Is this stuff up there? Yes, it is. Okay. And I want to call up Gail O'Brien for a quick message for us, our volunteer coordinator.
Good morning again. I'm not technically still the volunteer coordinator, but I'm asking and giving you all the opportunity to volunteer in some various areas here at the church. And I have a wonderful sign-up sheet here that's going to be in the back. And so some of the areas that we really are needing some help in are hospitality, which would be a once-a-month commitment. We have 5 people now that volunteer for that, but we really would like to have 2 people each Sunday for hospitality. And then also our welcome team. We could always use a few more people to welcome our congregants, newcomers in on Sunday mornings. So the welcome team. The garden team, the guys have been doing great working out in the yard and cleaning up, but they could always use some help from time to time too. So you can sign up for the garden team if you'd like. And then also, there's the prayer team can use volunteers. And then most especially, our youth ed department can use some volunteer teachers. And that brings me to a very exciting announcement that Jill Morrison has accepted the position as the youth ed coordinator. And so Jill's going to come on up and tell you a little more about her needs.
Thank you, Gail. Feel the love. Right? My Unity family. I feel it. Krista from Bob Marley to Irving Berlin. What? Good job. Good job. It's nice to see all of you. I mean that. Now, I don't have a lot of information right now, but I'm Jill Morrison, and the board has tapped me to be the new youth coordinator here at Unity Wilmington. Officially named Youth Ed 2.0. Are you ready? Right? Very good, very good. And I'm happy to be here and always ready to shine my light. So I don't have a lot of the details, but if you haven't seen the rooms back there, Francesca's not here today, so you can't get the nickel tour, but they are magnificent, almost complete. So we're in our next phase now. Oh, it's Francesca's birthday today, too, if anybody thinks of that, right? She's done such a wonderful job. And this board and this whole church, we got this, guys. We really, really do. So I wanted to thank you, and I humbly do accept this position. But the second thing I know is I'm going to need you, right? I'm going to need you. We can't do it alone. And we want to make sure that we shine a light not just for our children, but for one another, right? right? We are a great church here. We're a bunch of holy, good people that have come together, and I wouldn't trade you for all the world. So what I need you to do is sign up on the pink sheet that Gail had back there, put your name on it, and next to your name write Youth Ed. Now, I have a vision. I always have visions for things in my life. I have a vision for Youth Ed and the people that choose to work on Youth Ed with me. Looking at you, Jose. But anybody, no pressure. But I really do have a vision. I know that we can shine light for the children, but we can shine light for one another too. So my vision for this team that we finally end up putting together is that not just the little kids have fun, but the big kids have fun too. So whether we meet together in this church or in a restaurant or in someone's home, this team, I promise you, you will not walk alone. You will not. I will be there. The rest of the team will be there. I have no idea who it is, but looking at all of you, it'll be great. Right? So if you can, sign up on the pink sheet for me. If you need to send me anything, I really don't have a lot right now. I'm waiting and hoping for all of us that we put it together. So you can get in touch with me at youth@unitywilmington.com. That's my email. And if you do need something, I can be right there for you if you have any questions. But for right now, if you volunteer for it, doesn't mean you're going to work in the nursery on week 1 and teach the kids 6 through 10 on week 2. No, it won't be just that. It'll be more of a community project than that. So I'm counting on you, and I can't wait to be happy with you. Thanks so much, board, and thanks to all of you. Let's go.
And just some upcoming speakers. August 7th, Reverend James King. Oh, okay, skip that. Missed that one. Okay, ice cream. Novelty Super Sunday, August 14th. Donations of novelties only. $5 suggested love offer. But anyway, let's go back to our guest speakers. They're coming back. Jill Morrison, thank you, congratulations. And speakers coming August 7th, Reverend James King. August 14th, Reverend Todd Humphrey. August 21st, Beth Bailot. And August 28th, Reverend Susan Scott Downs. And hospitality. Please join us for hospitality after our service, right across the hall there. Any other announcements? Thank you all. Have a blessed week. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, prayer for protection. Okay. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And the peace song, please. We'll close with the peace song. Doing happy? Okay.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine,
She's here, you can take a break.
hot
My
air
heart balloon that could go to space.
with the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because
I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy,
if you feel
like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy,
if you feel like
that this or that. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time.
Here's why.
Because I'm happy.
If you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Come along if you feel like
Happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy.
if you know what
Happiness is to you. Because I'm happy.
come along if you feel like
That's what you want to do.
bring me down. Can't
Happy,
come
happy,
bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is true. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is true. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't